A very warm welcome to my dear students of class 11 science. Welcome to biology class. We are in the chapter biological classification, and today we are going to begin with the new kingdom, that is kingdom fungi, okay, also known as the kingdom of multicellular decomposers. Now what does this decomposers means? Decomposers means which will help in the decomposition of dead remains of plants and animals, where the complex organic molecules will be broken down into simple inorganic forms and can be reutilized by the plant. Okay, that means they will help in the recycling of nutrients. So kingdom fungi, they are known as the kingdom of multicellular decomposers. Multicellular means they are composed of more than one cell. Okay, so in the last class we also learned about the kingdom Monera, but they used to be unicellular in nature, right? Okay, but Monerans are also the decomposers. So along with the kingdom Monera, the kingdom fungi members are also the decomposers, which will help in the decomposition of dead remains of plants and animals. Remember the term decomposers. So they will help in the process of decomposition. So kingdom Monera, kingdom fungi, they are the important part in our ecosystem because they help in decomposition of plants and animals' dead remains. Okay, so let us see the general characteristic of fungi. So in this particular class, okay, we are going to cover the topic under the kingdom fungi, general characteristics. Then we learn about the habitat and nutrition of kingdom fungi. Then we look into the fungal structure. Okay, so these three subtopics you can say we are going to cover in today's class. Now, the general features or the characteristics of kingdom fungi. Generally, within the kingdom fungi, we have got nearly 1 lakh of known species. So nearly we have got 1 lakh of known species under the kingdom fungi. Clear? So it also has got a huge diversity. 1 lakh known species means it has got a huge biodiversity. So what are the characteristics of kingdom fungi? First one, they are achlorophyllous. Okay, now what does the what achlorophyllous means? So here the term A, it means no, N-O, no. Okay, the term A means no. So achlorophyllous means they are without chlorophyll. Okay, so whatever the species that are discovered under the kingdom fungi, they don't bear chlorophyll, so they are achlorophyllous, they are without chlorophyll. Okay, so since they don't have chlorophyll, so you can simply predict out that they are heterotrophic in nature. Okay, because they don't have chlorophyll, so they cannot synthesize their own food molecules, so they are mainly heterotrophs. Afterwards we will discuss the different types of heterotrophs also, because we have already learned that we have got parasitic mode of nutrition and we have got saprophytic mode of nutrition. Okay, so when we discuss about the nutritions, at that time we will talk about heterotrophic mode of nutrition. To remember that they don't bear chlorophyll, they bear spores, and they are non-vascular organisms. They don't have xylem and they don't have phloems. Okay, so next one, the cell wall of fungus, it is made up of fungal cellulose and the chitin. Simply when we talk about the plant cell wall, they are made up of cellulose, but here the fungi or the fungi, the cell wall is made up of fungal cellulose or the chitin. And the reserve food materials in fungi will be in the form of glycogen. Mainly in plants, the glucose which are not utilized, okay, those unused glucose, they will be changed into starch and will be synthesized. In case of sugarcane, it will be sucrose, right? They are the product which will be formed when the glucose will be converted, right, when the glucose are not utilized. So left over glucose in case of plants will be changed into starch and will be stored, and whenever the plant need glucose, so those starch will be reconverted back into glucose so that it can be reutilized by the plant. But in case of fungi, the reserve food materials are in the form of glycogen. In our muscle cells also, we have got the glycogen as the reserve food materials. So whenever there is need of glucose in the body, so glycogen will be converted back into glucose. Okay, likewise in case of kingdom fungi also, the reserve food materials are in the form of glycogen. Okay, next point, they are usually branched, okay, filamentous with somatic body. Afterwards, when we talk about the fungal structures, we are going to look at the structure of the fungal. Okay, and there we will talk about the filamentous and the branched body. Next point, it says that they are heterotrophic organisms, obviously, because they don't have chlorophyll. So the only mode of nutrition which can be seen in the kingdom fungi is simply the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and this particular characteristic features of the kingdom fungi will make it easier to classify the kingdom fungi from the plants. Okay, now next point is that along with certain heterotrophic bacteria, we have learned that in the first point that these kingdom fungi, they are the multicellular decomposers. So along with the bacteria, these fungi, they are the major decomposer. Okay, please keep in mind, they are the major decomposers of organic materials. Okay, so they will help in the decomposition of dead remains of plants and animals, and they will help in recycling of inorganic and organic molecules in the environment. All right, now since we are learning that this kingdom fungi, they are multicellular in nature. Okay, but with exception, there is a particular fungi called yeast, YEAST, yeast. Okay, that yeast is unicellular. All the fungi, they are multicellular in nature. They are multicellular, but with exception, there is one fungi which is unicellular, and that fungi is yeast, 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 that we mainly use in making dough, okay, in making alcohols or in fermentation process. Okay, so yeast is unicellular, which is one of the exception of the kingdom fungi, because all the fungi, they are multicellular. All right, so the branch of fungi that deals with the study of fungi is known as mycology, and the study of disease causing fungi is known as fungal pathology, because there are certain fungi which are responsible for causing different types of diseases in case of human being and in animals. Okay, so the branch that when it deals with study of this fungi that causes harmful diseases is known as fungal pathology. Okay, so remember the term mycology and the term fungal pathology. Okay, now let's move to the next topic, habitat and nutrition. So where are they usually present? Okay, so habitat, first one. So mainly during rainy seasons, the fungi species can be seen growing on the food items. It can be seen growing on the shoes and leathers. Okay, it can be seen growing on the hootlocks, clothes, preserved pickles, even in jams, jellies. So wherever you have got the area which is moist or which is damp, okay, so in those particular area we can see the growth of the fungi. Now let us talk about the nutrition. So since there is no chlorophyll, they are achlorophylous. So the mode of nutrition that we can see in case of fungi is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And due to the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, we can differentiate kingdom fungi from the kingdom plantae. Okay, so since they are heterotrophs, so we can say that they are either saprophytes or they are parasites. Okay, this we'll discuss afterwards in a brief detail. So they are either saprophytes or they are either parasites. Okay, but there are certain fungi which have grown on the cow dung also, which can grow on the cow dung, which are called caprophylous, and there are few fungi which also occurs in a symbiotic association, in a beneficial association, which is called symbiotic association. So they can also occur symbiotically. Okay, so first we are going to learn about saprophytic mode of nutrition. Let's check it out. Okay, so first let's see parasitic fungi. So parasitic fungi we have got which are dependent on the host body, okay, and which are responsible for causing disease within the body of the host. Okay, so first we have got obligate parasitic fungi, because we have got two types of parasites, obligate and facultative. Okay, so first we have got obligate parasitic fungi, which means that this particular fungi, they will take their food from the host plant. Okay, so these obligate parasitic fungi, they will take their food. They are dependent on the host plant for their host plant, we can say, or on the host body for their food, and they will also die once the host will be dead. Okay, so they cannot survive in the absence of host. So once the host becomes dead, so this obligate parasitic fungi, they will also die. Okay, so they cannot survive in the absence of host body. So they are totally dependent on the host for their survival, for their food and for their shelter. Clear? So obligate parasitic fungi means they used to get the food materials from their host body, and they will also die once the host will also die. Okay, now next one we have got facultative saprophytic fungi, like even after the death of the host. Okay, in facultative saprophytic fungi, even after the death of the host plant, okay, these fungi are able to obtain their food from the decaying part of the host body. Okay, so they can survive even in the absence of host. So once the host plants will be dead, but these facultative saprophytic fungi, they will be able to get their food from that remaining part, from the decaying part of the host body. So that's why they are called facultative symbiotic fungi. So we have got two type of parasitic fungi: obligate, which are totally dependent on the host body. Once the host will be dead, they can also not survive. Second one is facultative saprophytic fungi. They will continuously get their food even after the death of their host, but they can feed on the dead remains of that host body. Okay, now fungi which are parasites on the plant. Be careful, now look at the diagram. Okay, fungi which are parasites on the plant, they have a specialized hyphae which is called hostoria. You can look over here the term hostoria. Okay, so those fungi which are parasites on the plant, they have got a special hyphae, a specialized hyphae which is called the hostoria. So you can look in the diagram also the hostoria part. Okay, so this part over here in this particular fungi, and here you can see this particular part which is the hostoria. Okay, so this hostoria will penetrate the host cells or the plant cell body, and they will absorb the nutrients from the host. Okay, so hostoria may be knob-like or it may be branched. So here you can see this is the knob-like in figure number A. Okay, figure number A, it is the knob-like, hyphae. Okay, so one hostoria, you can see knob-like. So this structure, so this complete structure which I have highlighted over here, so this one is the hostoria, the knob-like hostoria. Okay, so this is the plant cell wall, this is the plant structure, plant cell, and this is the fungi part. Okay, this is the fungi part. So from the fungi you can see the growth of the hostoria. So this hostoria will penetrate the plant cell wall, and it will plant cell and will able to absorb the nutrients from the host plant body. And this one is the knob hostoria, and then you can see the branch hostoria. This is the branch hostoria, just enter the plant body or the host body and is able to get the nourishment or the nutrients from the plant body or from the host body. Even this one is the hostoria, the branch hostoria. Okay, so by the help of this specialized hyphae in the parasitic fungi, they are able to absorb the nutrients from the plant body, because this hostoria will penetrate the host plant cell, host cells we can say, and it will absorb the nutrients from the host body. So we have got two types of hostoria, knob-like and branch-like. Clear? Now next one is saprotropic fungi, fungi which will obtain their food from the dead remains of plants and animals, which will obtain their food from the decaying organic matter, and in sowing though in that process they will be able to convert them into inorganic substances. Okay, so saprotropic fungi are also two types. We have got obligate saprotropic fungi and we have got facultative parasitic fungi. So what does obligate saprotropic fungi means? Okay, so fungi which take their food from the decaying organic matter are called obligate saprophytic fungi, and those who are saprophytic but can live parasitically are called facultative parasitic fungi. So obligate saprophytic fungi will just obtain the food materials from the dead remains of plants and animals from the organic remains. Clear? But facultative parasitic means though they are saprophytic, but they can also live parasitically in nature. So these are the parasitic mode of nutrition and the saprophytic mode of nutrition. But we learned that there are certain fungi which can also occur symbiotically. Okay, so in this diagram you can see, look out carefully, this is the roots of the higher plants, right? You can see in the diagram that these are the roots of the higher plants, which I've highlighted over here. These are the roots of the higher plants, and here you can see the fungi. This one is the fungi, mushroom you can see over here, and this is the root part. Okay, so here you can see that the roots of the fungi is in association with the roots of the higher plants. Okay, so they are in touch with each other. Okay, they are living together with the living together. So the roots of the fungi, and we can say that the fungi and the roots of the higher plants are living together over here. So this type of association, in case of kingdom fungi, is usually called mycorrhiza. Okay, so what is mycorrhiza? So the association of fungi, of a fungus, with the roots of higher plants. So mycorrhiza means the beneficial association. We can use the term. Okay, is the beneficial association of a fungus with the roots of the higher plants. Mainly, we can say with the roots of the gymnosperm. Okay, so if we say that the association or the beneficial association of the roots of fungus with the roots of higher plants. One more time, look very carefully. The beneficial association of a fungus with the roots of higher plants like the gymnosperm, example pinus, is known as mycorrhiza. Okay, so this type of relationship will be known as mycorrhiza. So these plants lack root hair. Listen very carefully. These plants lack proper root hair, and they absorb water and minerals from the soil with the help of fungal hyphae. So these higher plants, they don't have well developed root hair. So by the help of these fungal associations, they will be able to absorb the water and minerals from the soil by the help of the fungal hyphae. And the fungal hyphae will convert the insoluble minerals in the soil into soluble form and will make them available to the plants. So this type of association is very beneficial, because you can see that it is useful in absorption of water and minerals, liberation of minerals from the organic remains, and help the plant to grow in an adverse environmental condition. So this is the benefit of a symbiotic association, or we can say a beneficial association of the fungus with the roots of the higher plants. Okay, and this type of association is called mycorrhiza. So here both of them has to be mutually benefited. Okay, next one, let us look at the diagram of a mycorrhizal association. So here you can see a fungus. So this one is the fungus, you can see over here, okay, mushroom. Okay, and this one is the roots of the higher plants, you can see over here. Okay, so here you can see that the fungus is in close contact, or in it is in close association with the roots of the higher plants. So this association is called mycorrhiza. Clear? Now here you can see the plant in this particular diagram. This one is the plant, you can see, and look at the root structure. So in this particular root, you can see the Y structures, the fungal structures living in close association with the roots of the plants. So this is known as our mycorrhizal association. Okay, and it's a sort of beneficial association where both of them has to be mutually benefited. Okay, now next one, let's talk about the fungal structure. Okay, so the body of fungus is thalloid, that is, it is not differentiated into root, into stem and leaf. So you can see over here we have got figure number A and B. We will discuss afterwards what does A signifies and what does B signifies. We will describe it later onwards. So this is the plant, this is the main body of the fungus. Okay, the body of fungus is called thalloid, and you can see in the figure that it is not differentiated into root, stem and leaf. Okay, and with exceptions, we have learned that we have got exception, that is unicellular yeast, where the thallus is mainly composed of branched tubular structure called hyphae. Okay, now look over there, we have got the exception we call the yeast. Okay, the Talus of Fungi, because we learned that the body of the fungi is called thalloid, it is not differentiated into root, stem and leaf. Okay, but with exceptions we have got the fungi. Now the Talus of the fungi is composed of long tubular structure which is called the hyphae. So this entire structure you can see in the figure. Okay, this entire structure is called the thallus. Even here, this entire structure or the thallus, which is tubular in nature, is called the hyphae. Okay, so the thallus of the fungi consists of long tubular branch structure or the branch filament is called hyphae, and the network of hyphae, here you can see the branched hyphae. So this network of hyphae is called the mycelium. Okay, so look over there. So the thallus of fungi or the fungus consists of long tubular branch filamental hyphae, and the network of hyphae is called mycelium. Now look at the structure. Now hyphae can be of two types. Now look at the figure number A and B. So in this particular two figure, you can see that over here in figure number A there is no wall formation, but in figure number B you can see there is wall formation. These are the wall, W-A-L wall. Okay, there's a particular term for this wall also that we are going to learn. Okay, so figure number A is without the wall, and figure number B, the thallus is with the wall. Okay, so we can say that fungal hyphae may be septate, S-E-P-T-A-T-E, septate, or aseptate, septate, S-E-P-T-A, septa means wall. Listen it carefully, S-E-P-T-A, septa means wall, W-A-L-L, wall. That's why we are saying that fungal hyphae may be aseptate without wall, or it may be septate with wall. So figure number A is aseptate without wall, and figure number B is septate with wall. Okay, so these aseptate hyphae, figure number A, you can see figure number A where there is no wall formation. So this figure number A, the the fungal body or the thallus is aseptate, is without the wall formation. Okay, and in this case the cytoplasm is freely flowing throughout the thallus. But at the same time, look at the figure number B. In the figure number B, we can see the presence of septate. The hyphae is septate. Okay, you can see this wall structure. So these are the septa or the wall. So this type of thallus, okay, this type of body of the kingdom fungi is known as septate, S-E-P-T-A, septate. Okay, because wall is present. So here we can see that cytoplasmic divisions will be followed by the nuclear divisions. So there is wall formation. So figure number A is aseptate hyphae, and figure number B is septate hyphae, and there's a biological term for both the structures. So those hyphae which are aseptate, okay, which are aseptate without the wall or septa is called cenocytic hyphae, C-O-E-N-O-C-Y-T-I-C, cenocytic hyphae. And figure number B, where there is wall formation, where we can see the formation of septate, is known as acenocytic hyphae. Okay, so this is the general structure of a fungus. So it's in the figure, in the page number 2.41, you can see the terms cenocytic hyphae and acenocytic hyphae. So today we have learnt about the general characteristics of the kingdom fungi. We have learnt the habitat and nutrition of the kingdom fungi, where we have learnt about parasitic, saprophytic, and symbiotic. Then we have learnt about the fungal structure also. So this was today's class. Okay, in the next class we will continue with the same topic, that is kingdom fungi, with its mode of nutrition. Okay, sorry, with its modes of reproductions. All right, so this was today's class. See you in next class. Thank you.